Hello everyone and welcome to another high-low game of Age of Empires. Today we've got the Kentucky Derby on our hands as Villese playing as the Poles in blue prepares to take on Mihai playing as the Mongols in yellow. Now all the players herd their herdables, explore their immediate enclosed off surroundings and try to go up to feudal and who's kidding who, probably castle as fast as possible. Let's take a look at the civ matchup we'll be watching today. Now, the Poles very much a civilization that focuses on their cavalry, perhaps should be focusing more on their deer. Villese losing a bit of control here on this deer, does manage to turn this stag, this buck, around. And let's see if he manages to get it. I mean, of course he's going to manage to get it. There it goes. If you are in the mood for something a little light, a little snack perhaps, the Poles can turn to their scout line units, which come with an extra attack bonus against archers and can be upgraded to do trample damage, which can be very helpful in the late game since Poles are one of the only two civilizations in the game who have their hussars replaced with winged hussars, which are already tankier and stronger than normal hussars and come with an attack bonus against gunpowder units and an even bigger attack bonus against monks. Now, perhaps you want to skip the soup, the salad, the bruschetta, and jump straight into the main meal. The heavy cavalry, Pole knights, and cavaliers can be upgraded to cost a lot less gold. And when I say a lot, I mean it. From 75 gold to 30 gold, which makes it very easy to spam these heavy cavalry units starting in the Castle Age. Now, to back up their cavalry on the field of battle, the Poles can turn to their unique unit, the Obuch. This is a tanky, well-armored unit that comes with, doesn't come with, actually reduces. Oh my god, Villese having a real tough time here with the deer. You love to watch it, but I feel so bad for him. Something that's, happens to everybody sometimes, I guess. But the Obuch, man, is an underrated, underused unit. This is an infantry whose attack actually reduces enemy armor, both melee and pierce, by 1 with each swipe of its massive warhammer, and that damage remains until the unit either dies or is healed. So it is basically permanent. Now, economically, to support their food and gold-intensive cavalry units, Polish stone miners also generate gold. Their farmers have access to a unique economic structure called the Folwark. We'll see it, no doubt, very soon coming out of our Pole in blue. This is basically a replacement from the mill. There it is. That adds 8% of a farm's seed value within this radius into the coffers. And on top of that, it does add 5 population space, unlike a normal mill, which adds 0. Now, Pole villagers are harder to raid because, like Viking berserkers starting in Feudal Age, they do regenerate HP. So overall, a very powerful civilization focusing on cavalry with good amounts of economic features and bonuses. Speaking, though, of powerful cavalry civilizations, my goodness, the Mongols, an incredibly fast cavalry-centric civilization. Their scout line units come with extra line of sight. Their cav archers fire 25% faster. Their light cav, their hussars, and their steppe lancers all come with extra HP. And their unique unit is a fast-firing, quick cavalry archer unit with an attack bonus against siege units. I am, of course, talking about the Mangudai. Now, to keep up with this incredibly fast-paced army on the field of battle, Mongol siege can actually be upgraded to move 50% faster. I hope we get to see this upgrade because I mention it every time. Watching Mongol siege with the drill upgrade is like watching bumper cars. They move so fast and it's so much fun to watch it. I really do hope we get to see it. Now, economically, to support their military endeavors, the Mongol hunters do work 40% faster, and their houses can actually be upgraded so that they don't lose population space if those houses get destroyed, which on a map like this might actually come very in handy. Lots of players choosing to create a bit of a secondary wall off behind their primary enclosures of using houses, although that is a Castle Age feature, so we'll need to get his butt up to Castle, although I don't really anticipate any issues here between the players going up to Castle. Let's take a look. How many relics have they seen? And I'll mention in a second why that's relevant. Our yellow Mongol has seen all 5. Our blue Pole has seen 1, 2, 3. So scouting here goes to our Mongol. Now, why are the relics? Why am I focusing at the 8-minute mark on these shiny golden objects? Lighter than air, it seems like, given how easily a monk does carry them in a arena map like this, an enclosed map, arena, fortress, etc. I think there's generally a 3-part meta to the map. So maps generally progress in 3 stages. The first stage is the players rush their butts up to Castle Age, and right now they're rushing their butts up to Feudal off the back of very similar villager counts, 24 for our Pole, 23 for our Mongol. Once they get to Castle, monks come out, and then these relics start becoming very, very important. Monks go out, monks die, monks get sniped. Light cav, scout cav, spearmen all come out and try to help the monks, defend the monks, while also simultaneously killing their opponent's monks. And then once all 5 of these relics do get taken, beautiful macaw flies by, then we enter stage 3 of the game, my favorite stage of the game, where the players basically either build massive armies immediately or rush their butts up to Imperial, build massive armies, and then regardless of whatever age it is, they just start clobbering each other. Who is it? The thing that says it's clobbering time? That is basically this map. And so let's see our Mongol. Look at this. Look at the resources. 726 food, 223 gold. Tells me that he is going to plop down 2 structures immediately upon reaching Feudal. First one is a market. Second one is a blacksmith. The second these 2 finish, he is going to rush his butt up to Castle Age. So that's why I said in the beginning of the game, you know, we're going to see the players go up to Feudal as fast as possible. But who's kidding who? Probably Castle as well. Oh no, our Pole a little bit behind here. Still doesn't have the 2 resources he needs, but market, blacksmith for him as well. And so once these 2 players build their 2 structures, take a look, yellow already heading up to Castle Age off the back of 25 villagers. Our Pole a little bit slower to go up, which means that what? He's going to go, is he going to build an extra? No, okay. I saw for a second he was going up to 850 villagers, but no, decides to rush his butt up to Castle Age as well. So I'm happy that the meta is being followed, because we've seen recently in a few games that I've casted with Arena that it is actually, oh, it looks like this guy killed the scout. By the time you're hearing the beautiful timbre of my voice in this wonderful chain of nonsensical ramblings, there will have been a picture-in-picture, and we will have seen exactly how that scout died. For now, I did miss it, so I do apologize. But by the time you hear this apology, you'll have already seen how that scout dies. So in any event, what the hell was I talking about before I got so full of myself? Oh yes, I think I was talking about how we've seen in this the quote-unquote standard meta that I talk about, the 3 stages, anything but standard, anything but boring. These relics playing a huge role in that stage, and so we'll see if the players follow, if the players don't. Lots of wood for our Mongol. 800 wood, 900 wood, also 400 wood for our Pole. Okay, so we'll see what they, not a lot of villagers on gold, though. Okay, we'll see what the standard should be. A monastery. Oh, no. Oh, no, right as I'm getting high on my own supply of words. 1, 2 town centers go up for our Mongol. No monastery anywhere in sight. Okay, so a little bit of a variation here to the quote-unquote standard meta at town center as well for our Pole. Is everyone just going to rush up to Imperial and leave behind these juicy relics? We'll see. We will absolutely see. Is he going to build a second town center just like our Mongol? He does have 300 wood. Does have the wood. Does have the stone. Oh my god. Did these 2 players have a gentleman's agreement before this game started? I wonder if that's the case. That is hilarious. Both of them, 28 villagers. Looks like Villese was supply capped there for a quick hot second. And now building a house here next to his gold pile. By the way, one thing we do want to look at when you're playing an enclosed map like this is where are the resources located inside your base and how close are they to these walls? Because unlike a usual map where we check out, you know, the location of a primary gold, primary stone, forest, etc., because this is an enclosed map, the first and foremost thing we care about is how exposed are the resources, primary or secondary, to archer fire, ranged fire, catapults, mangonels, trebs, everything and anything under the sun. Looks like blue is nice and safe here. Nothing from yellow can reach these resources at the moment. Oh, but this stone is a little bit more exposed. So this is what, 4 tiles? 3 tiles away? How many tiles is that? It's making me really angry that I don't know. It looks like 3 tiles, the wall. So any unit here with 5 range should be able to get a villager mining that stone. Another cool feature of these maps, especially Arena, there's usually a stone and a gold pile outside of your base in the immediate vicinity, gold and stone for blue. And so both players quite mirror images of each other. What's not mirror images is the location of this forest. I don't know. I don't know if I like this. Look at this. The forest actually, oh my God, it's cutting off his ability to go south. That is super sour. That's so sour. Oh, that sucks for blue. If he wants to go south here, he's going to have to do what? Build a gate here or go around this forest, go the long way to get this relic here, if he even wants to get that relic. More houses for yellow, who now feels comfortable off the back of 44 villagers to get wheelbarrow. Not a bad time at all. And he has spent all his lumber. There it is, finally. Okay, so we are entering stage 2. A little bit delayed here. And look at this, behind this, blue also. Monastery and a monk. So Ark of the Covenant will get lowered into its secret hiding place. A monastery already out for our poll, but again, this is so I keep coming back to this. This sucks so bad for blue. Oh, Villese, I am not laughing at you. I am laughing with you and laughing at this sour spawned forest here. This is so crappy. I mean, if your opponent attacks through the south, how the hell do you defend this except to delete your own walls? Now, luckily, he's the Poles. He's not exactly the Goths or the Cumans, so he can rebuild these stone walls, but it still sucks. Whereas, take a look at yellow. Lots and lots of room to maneuver. Now, why did I call this the Kentucky Derby? We've got 2 cavalry civilizations and a lot of open space. One thing you'll notice on Arena, do you see a single hill? Do you see any high ground anywhere in here except for perhaps this crocodile? Oh, look at it. Oh, I thought my computer froze for a second when he stopped moving that tail. It's so hypnotic. Oh my God. Am I the only one hypnotized by this? Oh, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Welcome to the insanity of me just fanboying out on all the various animals and deadly predators that exist out on the map. Sorry, I meant to click here. Yeah, look at them. They're just, what's the word I'm looking for? Undulating? Oh, that's so creepy. That is so creepy. Yikes. Okay. Villese says, I don't know what the hell Isaac's talking about. It's not that hard for me to get this relic. Our Mongol already, by the way, sitting on 1 relic, this monk, while I was staring at the crocodile's ass. Already been out on the map doing some good work. But it has to be careful. There is 1 scout out on the map. 2 relics now heading over to the Polish settlement. University being built behind this, 69 villagers to 65, army supply 3-2. Not exactly important at the moment, army supply, as again, it does appear now we are following the standard meta of 3 stages. And once blue or yellow takes these relics, then the standard meta dictates we will enter phase 3. I love the use of spearmen, although generally you want to put them with your monk in case any scout cav gets the bright idea to try to snipe the monk. Although 1 spearman I don't think is going to stop a scout from sniping a monk anyway. Castle goes up 1,000 HP. Oh, this is so crappy. What do you do? What do you do? Do you delete it? Do you hope that you can come back later? Loses the monk. Will not lose the scout. Oh, they're so fast. They're so deekable. And by that I mean maneuverable, but does lose a monk of his own. And now poking and prodding away 1, 2, 3 HP at a time. I don't know what the hell this guy thinks he's doing. What the hell are you doing? Oh, he's healing up his units. Oh, Mihai, interesting. If you've watched these the videos, especially the ones with Hera, you know I think Hera is probably the best babysitter in Age of Empires. He loves healing his units so that in the next engage, the HP is very much to his advantage. Villese says, you know what? F it. Okay, I'm just gonna delete this. No, he didn't delete. No, it can't be. Yeah, he did delete. Okay. Oh my goodness. I had a bit of a heart attack there. I thought he lost 650 stone. No, he just rebuilt the castle over there. Our Mongol, is this a gap here? It looks like there's a gap there. Unless he's building this. What am I missing? No, there is a gap out of which are flowing cav archers. I love this, by the way, in an enclosed off map, building a castle as part of the wall so that you can repair it from behind. Whereas this castle, you'll have to delete some walls, or you'll have to come out into the danger zone, as Archer would call it, and risk your villagers as they repair. A little bit of violence happening here in the center of the map, but the cav archers reveal themselves. Blue decides to disengage. Not too sure why he's chasing into cav archers with the spearmen. That is a one-way trip if I've ever seen one. 1, 2, 3, 4 stables going down. 5 stables. Let's zoom out. Sorry to anyone on a smaller screen. 7 stables. 7 stables against what? 5 archery ranges. So we are seeing huge production of cav archers. Going up to 9. Schlachter privileges for our Pole means that these knights that he's producing again are going to cost only 30 gold as opposed to the usual 75. It is a 60% discount on gold. Now remember, not that it's just gold, so the food count still remains the same. But both players, stage 2 of the game kind of is over. There's still one relic out on the field, but we've kind of merged the end of stage 2 with the beginning of stage 3, where the players are now building massive armies and going to try to beat the shit out of each other. But here we go. Okay, once this guy arrives over here, technically, I believe, if I may create my own meta and whatnot, we are entering stage 3. Both players are in Imperial Conscription, Cavalier, crop rotation for one, chemistry for the other. These cav archers need to get their upgrades in line, though. Still missing the last armor upgrade, still missing the last attack upgrade, and a very forward castle, while at the same time building a town center. They need to be very careful. If they move just a little bit north, this crocodile is going to get activated, and his million-year animalistic instincts will kick in, and he will have no choice but to attack those villagers. And here we go. Cheaper pole knights versus faster firing Mongol cav archers. God, take a look at their speed. 1.6. But these guys are now cavaliers. How are the upgrades on them, by the way? Okay, so they are technically fully upgraded. Now, the interesting thing that I want to point out is the similarities here are pretty cool in terms of blacksmith upgrades. Take a look at the top left of your screen. While the players kind of disengage, but not really. Missing the last armor upgrades for both cavalry and ranged are the Poles. And then take a look at the top right of your screen. Missing the exact same upgrades are the Mongols. So for now, we've got a bit of a similarity here. Not that the players are in any way, shape, or form building similar armies. One going cav archer, one going heavy cavalry. Whole castle is down, has deleted his walls, wants a lot of room to operate. You do not want cavalry going through choke points, especially not against 17 cav archers, now going up to 27. Ugh. Now what our Pole needs to worry about a little bit, not at the moment, but just, you know, consider run-bys. This is a little exposed here with only 1-2 town centers defending this entire area here to the back, where our Mongol can just super duper fast move in. 1.54 I think is still faster than the Cavaliers. Our Pole now going elite skirmisher, husbandry. So these Cavaliers are going to move faster, plus he's finally getting blast furnace. Pro tip, if you are playing melee or planning on going melee, infantry or cavalry, bipedal or quadrupedal. Anyway, horsey units, let's call them. Oh, does lose one heavy cav archer. That sucks. To a convert. But if you are planning on going melee of whatever kind and you hit Imperial, get blast furnace ASAP. That upgrade takes 100 seconds to research. For now, it looks like our Mongol here with the better army, 68 kills to 23. But has lost his forward castle. So each player has lost a castle. Now the Trebs are duking it out, although it looks like our pole Treb... Oh, this is probably the worst thing he could do. Oh, no. Their Pierce armor just went from 150 to 8. 2 down, 3 down, mining camp down. Did not cancel it. Gets no stone back. But ballistics, bracer. Looks like our pole is shifting, transitioning a bit, going up to 17 skirmishers. So not a bad counter. The only thing is, if you're going melee, you have to close the ranks. You have to close all this distance with these cav archers, which again fire at a rate of 1.4. That is ridiculous. Just to give you an idea, take a look at the skirmishers' rate of fire. 3 seconds between attacks compared to 1.4. That is just ridiculous. And by the way, these cavaliers move at 1.5 tiles a second. So to close this 7 range, 1.5 tiles. So what's 7 divided by 1.5? A little under 5. Let's call it 4 seconds. Right? So it would take a cavalier 4 seconds to get... Yeah, I think I'm doing that right. Assuming the cav archer doesn't move, like this, they stand still. These guys move 1.49 tiles per second. So let's just round that at 1.5. Sorry, guys, I'm just going down a bit of a rabbit hole here in mathematics. It would take 4 seconds for a cavalier to close on these guys. And in those 4 seconds, they will have fired almost 3 times. That is the craziness that is the Mongol heavy cav archer. In any event, that is neither here nor there. Blue does discover this proxy side base here, which is why yellow is frantically putting up a castle. At the same time, this gate should give him vision of this castle. What a funny way to spot your opponent's army with a random gate that you built earlier to protect what? Your Trebs? I don't know what. And here we go. Oh no, the Trebs. I don't think they can engage into this one Treb here. Okay, no, never mind. Moves them forward. Can they reach? I mean, of course they can reach. What am I talking about? If this Treb can reach the castle, then these guys are closer. And now our Mongol at 200 army supply is transitioning to Hussars? But our Pole is transitioning to Winged Hussars. One of the most beautiful units in the game. Take a look at this unit. What an absolute boss unit. Looks like blue is cleaning up north here. But at the same time, how the hell does blue respond to these heavy cavalry archers? One Treb very exposed here underneath the castle, but what the hell do you do? Pick away at this army with elite skirmishers, maybe. But man, even elite skirmishers are going to have a hard time dealing with this kind of army. Side attacks are pretty damn good, but now you've got Hussar versus Hussar. We'll take a look at those stats. If you guys thought I went down a rabbit hole before, you wait. Sorry, I'm making myself laugh with how ludicrous I'm being. But I would love to see Winged Hussars with Lakitic Legacy trample damage take on these Mongol Hussars with 30% more HP. Oh, Bombard Cannon. Beautiful snipe there by Mihai. Now retreats. Skirmishers working their way. Another Bombard comes out for our Pole. I'm starting to think we're not going to see Obuchs this game. Something tells me. Army supply 56 for our Mongol, 40 for our Pole, but Villager sees a little bit ahead. About 10%. And the castle does fall, immediately rebuilt here. And looks like yellow did manage to secure this area to the north. Blue having little to no interest in attacking it at the moment, doing whatever he can just to survive here in the middle, seeing that our Mongol has twice the army supply. 71 to 37 a second ago, now 43. But 54 villagers on food means that he can replenish more and more Winged Hussars. By the way, fully upgraded Winged Hussars. Take a look at this unit. 100 HP, 13 attack, compared to a usual Hussar of an 11 attack. I mean, this is the Mongols with the extra 30% HP, so their HP is higher at 118. But take a look at the base melee armor, I think is also different. 0 base melee armor for the regular Hussar here. 1 base melee armor for the winged Hussar. So I don't really know who takes this fight. One hits harder and has more armor. One has 18 more HP. 18 more HP is pretty damn good. Attack speed 1.9. Attack speed 1.9 is the same. So that metric makes no difference. But can the Polish Cavaliers be the game changers here? I mean, blue can throw endless waves of winged Hussars at this. These Cav Archers, my goodness, 51 of them going up to 60. Going up to 60 heavy Cav Archers. HCAs, as they're known on Reddit. Blue's gonna have to do something here. He can't, especially with his meat shield here, blue just can't afford to do what he's doing right now, because if he's gonna keep throwing away Hussars and keep throwing away these Cavaliers, I mean, this is pretty good. Yellow not exactly running away over here to the north. So he's managing to catch a bunch of units. Okay. I like that he lured the meat shield to the south here while his skirmishers engage. But now the skirmishers are attacking Hussars. Not exactly a good use, given the fact that that guy has 4 pierce armor. And this guy attacks on a 7 with no damage to Hussars. No bonus damage, I should say. This is a better use of the skirmishers there, picking off a few units here or there. Here and there, I should say. Not here or there. Arbalests. That is also a good counter. I'm just enjoying so much these big battles. This is reminding me of almost like Deathmatch. If Deathmatch started with a bunch of trash units, looked like the Mongol Hussars wanted to go around and try to get some of these bombard cannons to the left, but failed miserably. 60 heavy Cav Archers is now whittled down to 48. Mongol meat shield doing what meat shields do, which is just standing and dying. But is this too much? Again, the meat shield is gone. 45 heavy Cav Archers remain. So much blood being spilled to contest. This is like World War I. They are contesting the same 20 tiles here for the last 15 minutes. And I am here for it. I know I should be looking at their bases. I know that yellow is expanding over here, and we should probably be looking at the structures that yellow is building, at the structures that blue is building. But who can peel their eyes off of this kind of action? I ask you, rhetorically, as you have zero control over where I angled the camera. It does look like our Mongol is starting to incur heavy losses, though. Take a look. Army supply now down to 50. Gold. 20 gold to the 560 of our pole. And 560, 600 gold is still enough to build 19, 18, 20 Cavaliers. Not that he really needs Cavaliers at the moment. Blue doing a fantastic job here. Somehow in the Battle of the Meat Shields, these Arbalests, oh, they attack at a 1.7, are outdoing the heavy Cav Archers. But right as I say that, a fresh body of recruits moves forward. Seems like it for both players. What I absolutely love about this battle, one of many things, aside from how incredibly fun this is, these siege units are getting nothing done. Well, I shouldn't say that. 12 kills on you. But no buildings are being destroyed. This is pure humanity that is dying. Structures are remaining. No one is raiding. Everyone is just so tunnel visioned and focused. Oh god, in case you didn't know how castles work, the harder hitting the unit is that's inside, the more arrows it adds, the more powerful those arrows that castle becomes. And so that's why you saw a stream of what looked like 1 million arrows come out of this castle, because a fully upgraded heavy Cav Archer from the Mongols is sitting inside. If that was a villager, that the quantity of arrows would have been completely different. I say no raiding. Our Mongol trying, but blue hearing what I said earlier across space and time. Is this open though? No, the mining camp is there. Hearing what I said across space and time decides, you know what? I'm going to wall myself off because Isaac in a few days when he casts this game is going to be absolutely right. And raiding is going to be very, very problematic for me. So why the hell not? Yellow, by the way, looks like has kept his entire wall from the original part of the game, although it did rebuild some of the portion here with a gate, it seems like. Raiding done for both players. We are back to a full head-on engage, although I see some raiding to the south here. We are back, and now it's blue who's on the retreat. Gave the Mongol a little bit too much time. Our Mongol and our Pole, by the way, perfect villager composition, perfect villager allocation, and just perfect villager numbers. If you're going to go spam wars, trash wars, whatever you want to call it, 120 villagers should be your max. But engages into a castle with no siege units, finally bringing forward a Treb. If this Treb was here about 3 or 4 minutes ago, this castle might be in trouble with only 85 stone to repair it for our Pole. But in come the Hussars for the Mongols, backed by how many now? Only 36 heavy cav archers and 31 arbalests. My goodness, what an absolute epic mirror. Almost mirror matchup. I don't want to call it a mirror matchup because that's when the civs are the identical, but I mean, this is pretty damn identical. You got meat shield Hussars, one stronger in one way, the other stronger in another way. And then backing them up, you've got arbalests versus heavy cav archers. And now the tide has turned yet again. And now it is our Mongol who has pushed back. Our Pole, cock of the walk at the moment, establishing himself. Why is he not destroying this gate? Why are you giving your opponent all this vision? It is not necessary. Take these bombards and do something useful with them. Destroy this gate already. How come the arbalests aren't firing on the gate? Am I missing something? Why is no one firing on this gate? Is this like a ghost gate? In any event, I'm going to stop rambling on about a gate. It's funny, our Mongol expanding to the north. A good amount of infrastructure. Our Pole expanding to the south, although with a little bit less infrastructure. Once this next engage, assuming it doesn't end the game, once this next engage ends, I want to zoom out a little bit and see exactly what production facilities we are working with here. Our Pole destroying his own stable just so he has more of a surface area to attack and engage into yellow. Who's going to win this? We've got another similar engage here. Looks like the Mongol is edging it out in the south, the Pole edging it out to the north. Arbalest still 27, heavy cav archer still 39. Oh my goodness, our Pole has swept over the the Mongol Hussars have collapsed, and now the winged Hussars are amongst the enemy. More streaming in from the left. Oh my goodness. What an absolute cataclysmic clash between these two incredibly powerful civilizations, incredibly similar. Uh-oh, you don't want to engage into there. You don't want to engage into there. Not without backup. Where the F are you going? Same thing to these winged Hussars. Where the F are you going? Finally, the gate is destroyed. Okay, players are disengaged. Let's take a look. Again, apologies to anyone on a smaller screen. 14 stables, 7 archery ranges versus 14 stables. I'm not even going to bother looking whatever else he has, because take a look at the production tab. 50 Hussars, only 4 arbalests being built. So we know the direction that our Pole is going towards. Also has no gold for arbalests, so... Oh my god, look at how many arrows are being fired out of that castle with those HCA stuck inside, and now our Mongol takes the fight. Besides this gate and the stable that he himself deleted, has a single structure gone down in the last 30 minutes of this game? It has just been a absolute slugfest between these players, and I am here for it. I hope you are too. I hope you've made it this far into the video. He is doing a good job keeping these cav archers alive. Might want to get a monk or two, by the way. I know he's running low on gold. I know he's supply capped. maybe, just maybe, get your butt a few monks, or at the very least, herbal medicine. What the hell is going on in this game? Who is taking this fight? You know, we've seen games that are what's the word I'm looking for? Not pendulous, but pendulum-like. I think pendulous means something else. Unless pendulous, I don't have a dictionary in front of me right now. Unless pendulous means like a pendulum, in which case pendulous, yes. We've seen games that are swinging back and forth, but I don't think we've ever seen something like this. Although it does finally seem like our Mongol has depleted himself. No gold, no stone, barely any food, 2,300 wood. That being said, take a look at our pole. The only difference is our pole has 56 winged hussars in the production tab. Our Mongol, 11 hussars. Literally 5 times the production for our pole. Also, population is starting to become very telling here. Our pole still maxed out. Our Mongol struggling here. And another wide line of attack. How many kills? 102 kills. Speaking of babysitting, how many on... Oh my god, my clicking skills are absolute dog shit. 74 kills. I'm sure it's a lot more if more of them were alive. Looks like they are enough to one-shot these winged hussars? No, not anymore. Not with only 19 left. 115 kills. My goodness. And now it is Blue who says, you think I'm worried about getting raided? Bro, do you even raid? He says, and then raids the the center ooey gooiness of the Mongol settlement. 3 kills for this one winged hussars. I wish we knew. Actually, I say I wish we knew. If only I had the ability to go back in time. Okay, 0 kills for this guy. Oh my god, what a game. What an absolute game. This was trench warfare here. These 20 tiles is some of the most contested real estate I've ever seen in Age of Empires. What an absolute clash. Look at this end cinematic, by the way. This end graphic for this winged hussar. 16 HP means he is not going to kill this villager just yet, but I think also, by the way, this is a accurate way that they used to hold their swords, no? So that they could swing it down. If that is, I don't know if anyone in here knows and anything about medieval fighting and swordplay, especially with mounted units. I know that some people do actually still go and have fun with medieval weapons, and there are tournaments where people beat the shit out of each other in like a ring, using medieval swords and quarterstaffs and all this, even halberds and pikes and stuff. If anyone knows if this is, I think it's the correct way that the sword is held. I think I remember reading that in a book somewhere when I was a kid, because you know a lot of people. It was super cool to read about how to hold a sword from 300 years ago. In any event, wow, I am so impressed by this game. Let's take a look at the numbers, because these stats are probably going to be pretty damn bonkers. And then we'll dive into the game and take a look at the production facilities and whatnot. At Villese, 649 kills. Mihai, 770. I'm going to buy a lottery ticket after this. First of all, Lotto 649 is something we have here in Canada, or in Ontario, I think. I don't know if it's Canada-wide. I think it's just in Ontario, the province. And then 777. Could you have a lucky... Mihai, if you're watching this, go buy a frickin' lottery ticket. Villese, if you're watching this, go and buy a frickin' lottery ticket. You will thank me later. Or, you know, don't thank me. I don't know. You'll win, you'll lose, whatever. Just go buy a lottery ticket. Always room for degeneracy. Always pleasant if you actually win something. In any event, 438 hussars to 413 hussars. Max HP, both coming at around the same time in the game, 40 to 45 minutes. I want to see the resources. It was a pretty long game. 118,000 to 130, so less than 10% difference. Relics don't really seem to have played a huge difference, about 1,300 gold. Let's take an actual look. Wood for our Mongol. Food, huge disparity in food, about 17,000, just under 17,000 in food. Gold. Oh my goodness. What the hell is this? Less than 101 difference in gold. Okay, so the relics actually did make a difference. Nah, they didn't. Whatever. 1,300 gold. Stone also. Oh my god, 15 stone away. So our pole, in addition to getting more relic... Excuse me, I just had a hiccup. Ooh, mama. I haven't had a hiccup in a while. Not an unpleasant feeling. In any event, relic gold, our pole getting more relic gold, but also remember, divide this by 3, the stone count, and that is how much gold our pole earned, because it is 1 gold for every 3 stone that's mined. So an extra 1,300 or so. So 1,300 here, 1,300 here means 2,600 of this lead is actually just coming from relics and from the Polish feature, characteristic, whatever you want to call it. Actually, I'm pretty interested in seeing. Oh, you got Lakitic Legacy 37, which gave these guys trampled damage. A minute later, upgraded to Winged Hussars. And I think I remember you got Schlacht. There you are, peeking there. There you are. I mean, look at this chart. What the hell do you make of this chart? What do you do with this? It is so messy. But wow, what a fun game. At the end of the day, let's take a look at the buildings, because again, 17 stables, 7 archery ranges, 18 You know, I forget who it was. Somebody said, how many push-ups can you do? And his response was 1 more than you. Oh my god, literally 1 more than you. Wow. Super duper fun. Plus, always fun to see the full work with its radius. So anything seated in here, remember, does add 8% of its value to your coffers immediately. Let's look at army, civilian populations, because he didn't lose that many. Civilian count, kill count, not really doing that big of a role, not playing that big of a role in this game. Only about 30 difference, and low double digits here. So at the end of the game, our pole had 91 villagers on food, which is why he's producing 75 hussars at a time. Our Mongol 52, which is good but not great. And that is why he is only producing, I guess, 0 at a time, but can really only produce 2 hussars at a time. Yikes. But ultimately, after a massive amount of seesawing back and forth, you know what? Let's go down a rabbit hole. I wasn't going to do this. You know, if you're tired, click out of the video. But let's go down a rabbit hole of Winged Hussar versus Mongol Hussar and see which unit is tankier. So, or better or quicker at killing the other. So we saw seconds between attack 1.9, 1.9. That's the same. So that's not playing any kind of role. No attack bonuses against the other. No attack bonuses against the other. That's not playing a role. So let's do the math. Both of them, by the way, fully upgraded. Like I said, missing the last armor upgrade for their cavalry. But both. Oh my god. Both. I'm getting too excited. I mean, there's mathematics coming, so I'm getting super excited. If you couldn't tell just how nerdy I am. By the way, look at this. Horse in the middle of dying. Oh no. Look at its head yelling to the sky as its rider comes crashing down. In any event, stop distracting yourself, Isaac. No relative bonuses. No, oh my god, no relevant bonuses. Attack speeds are the same. Winged Hussar attacks on a 13, and upgrades are the same. So all of those are constant variables. X and Y, let's take a look. 13 attack against an 11. 3 melee armor against 2. So 13 attack against 2 melee armor does 11 damage, right? 11 damage, 118 is 10, 11 shots, right? Because 11 times 11 is 121. So you need 11 swipes of your sword to kill this Winged Hussar. So we need to keep that, not this Winged Hussar, this Mongol Hussar. Let's keep that in mind. 11 attacks. Whereas this guy attacks on an 11, but this guy has a melee of 3, which means they ultimately do 8 damage. 8 damage against a unit with 100 HP is what, 13? So it is actually the Mongol Hussar. No, sorry. What am I talking about? It's actually the Winged Hussar, which edges out the Mongol Hussar by 2 attacks. So he needs 11 swipes of the sword to kill the Hussar, whereas the Hussar needs 13 swipes of his sword to kill the winged Hussar, right? Let's do that math again, because I think that's right. 11 minus 3 is 8, and 100 HP divided by 8 is, in terms of this type of mathematics, 13 swipes of the sword, because 12 would be 96, which leaves him with 4 HP. And again, no high ground, no low ground anywhere on this map. So it is actually the winged Hussar that beats out the Mongol Hussar handily. Now, if this was just a regular Hussar without the extra, I think 18 HP. Because remember, the 30% doesn't apply to the ultimate form. It applies, I think, to the basic form with 60 HP. So you get 18, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, I could be wrong, but I don't know. At this point, I'm just gonna. I think I know things. I'm just not gonna stop qualifying them. But yeah, it does seem like the winged Hussar does take the Mongol Hussar. If this was even a regular Hussar with less HP, even 100 HP, even without bloodlines, whatever, it would be much more of an unfair fight in favor of the winged. But at this stage, 11 swipes to 13 means that this is the better unit. Fancy schmancy unit with the wings does manage to beat out. I mean, look at this unit. Oh, it's so pretty. The gold armor, the wings charred or blackened at the edges just to make it even a little bit more scary. And look at how many wings are littering the ground on this graveyard, this World War I trench battle over the center of this map. But ultimately, with the nerd statistics, it is the poll. And by the way, in the comments below, let me know if my math is just completely wrong. If I've completely gone off on some kind of insane, nonsensical, mathematical Don Quixote style quest here to justify why this guy is better than this guy, let me know. But I think that's how the mathematics in this game works. And so I think I'm going to stick to that answer. The winged Hussar edging out the Mongol regular Hussar. And so ultimately, yeah, the better unit. And with the better unit, it is our Pole who sweeps over the Mongol settlement. The Mongol, even with 3,000 wood in the bank, even with 103 villagers, can rebuild his infrastructure. But there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of his stables right out front. Now he has 3,000 wood. If that was 3,000 food, I don't know that he would have GG'd yet. But in any event, he does. Mihai, seeing that his castle is about to fall to the bombard, to the Treb, and that there is literally nothing he can do about it. His cav archers are literally in a corner. And even though Mihai says nobody puts baby in a corner, it looks like Villese did. Shoved the Mongol army back, reduced their maneuverability to literally 0, destroys the last massive static defensive structure, or is about to, swarms over the center of the map, raids his opponent. All of these things happening all at once prove too much for Mihai, who decides to live to fight another day, taps out. Villese gets the big W, but man, what a fun back and forth with, what is this, their 1,400 kills? GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.